I'm Adrian Cooke, and I do two things actually. I run a sync licensing organisation called Portmanteau, which represents labels, publishers and independent artists for placement in TV, movies, computer games, etc. Then also, I'm based in Norwich, and I run a festival and conference called Norwich Sound and Vision. Partly similar, kind of similar to goNORTH in many ways, which happens in October, and again it's a kind of city-based festival with conference exploring music, film, digital industries, about sort of developing networks and information for emerging artists and professionals. Well, for me, when I come to goNORTH, I think I suppose there's three things really. The sort of subjects of the panels are really interesting, and I really like the way that it's sort of focused on quite practical information that's going to help emerging artists and emerging music industry professionals. It's something that we certainly look to do at Norwich Sound and Vision. It's always interesting to meet people and see what they're doing. There's obviously a few of us that have come up from down south, as it were, and it's always good for us to kind of hang out and see each other. It's always great to meet new artists and labels and publishers who we might work with for Portmanteau. I mean, we always get a flurry of CDs, which are quite welcome after the panels. And there's always been great stuff, and some, a few people that we've ended up sort of working with or talking to. That's always good. And then it's really great to see all, lots of new bands that we may not have thought of, working with, both with my sort of Portmanteau hat on, and also looking for the bands to play in Norwich Sound and Vision this year in October as well. And there's always a few people, you always pick up a few tips, a few people saying, they've got a few people kind of are quite militant about making stars on their sort of schedule, so you must see this band. So even, an event on this scale, you start to get a few whispers about talent that you really must go and have a look at. But also I think it's, when you've got a kind of a conference where you're talking about music, I think it's quite dry if you don't then have the opportunity to go and watch some music, particularly sort of new music, because that's the whole point. It's all about that kind of vibrant new artists that are coming through. I think what I really like about goNORTH, I think it's a really amazing opportunity. The fact that it's free is really, that's an amazing opportunity for all sorts of people to come to. Everyone in Scotland should be here really, because the quality that's on offer is amazing. And the longer the kind of music industry continues to change, events like this that help artists particularly build networks, have access to information, have access to professionals that can help and guide them is not to be missed and essential to their career.